PlanetEye is a VC-backed company based in Canada that also has Microsoft as an investor. The easiest way to conceptualize what we do is to think of a Lonely Planet guidebook presented on the web for the world in an enhanced context and relevance using the latest internet techniques and technologies like mapping, geotag media, user-generated reviews, social networking, wikis, and personalization. It's all about visuals and mapping. It's meant to inspire people to explore the world, to share those experiences, and through that then be able to advise other people who are interested in visiting those places. This is the homepage, the top left part where you see it's a widget called the Culture Shop, which is a summary of the best user-generated media on the site. From there, you can explore that, and you go to a page that tells you a little bit about that piece of media. This is the Grand Canal of Venice. From there, you can look at the map view and see exactly where that picture is in Venice, as well as the related media around it. And from there, you can layer on important data like hotels or restaurants, attractions, and events. You can also search the site in the way you search on most sites, by destination, by city, by address. In this case, I'm using the Eiffel Tower. And one of the performance of the map and data layer that sits on it is really the differentiator of PlanetEye.com towards other sites. That's the technology that Microsoft contributed to the venture. And it basically, whenever you look at a geographic area, it analyzes all of the data that's there and presents the highest rated or most relevant to you as a user. And the performance of that, whether it be tens of thousands of pictures or pieces of data, or just 10, is lightning sharp and unlike anything on the web today. And the highest rated bubbles up, and those are actually called media bubbles, to the top of it, and the media layer at the top also presents the highest rated data whenever you're looking at a particular piece. It's easier to understand when you look at a restaurant layer. So this is around the Eiffel Tower. You see in the left-hand corner, altitude 95, which is a restaurant that's highly rated in that area. If I move the map just slightly to the right, you see L'Atelier de Joe Robuchon, which moves into the top position. And the reason being, for me, I like the New York Times recommendations, concierge.com, so we're aggregating all these professional reviews, and that is an appealing restaurant within the context of the Eiffel Tower. You also see that you put a user review there after you visit it, and that becomes part of the algorithm that helps shape how the next person will look at that area and see the data. We also have local experts around the world who are always writing new reviews of restaurants and events in different cities, and all of those pieces and articles and ratings become part of the geotag map that contributes to the experience when someone else is looking at that area. Visuals is one of the key areas, so encouraging people to put in their photos and be part of the aggregation is something where we allow people to use the mapping to develop their own personal views of their trips and explorations in the world. So this is Juan Gonzalez, who's traveled all over the world. All the pictures are categorized according to where they are in the world, and he can view them in that way. And he can then share those and link them through something we call a geotag postcard. So when I got to Berlin last night, I took a picture of myself outside the hotel, sent it to my wife and said, hey honey, I've made it, here's where I am. And she can look at that picture within the context of Berlin, see where I'm staying, what things are around. And at the end of my trip in Germany this week, I can put all my pictures in and sort of summary, send it out to friends and family so they get an example of what I've done in Germany. To upload content's very easy. It's very much like the commodities with Flickr and Panoramio. You can upload from your computer, from Flickr, and then very easy just to geotag that media by putting in an address or a landmark on the map, and then dragging the photo in, or through a mobile phone that has GPS, it just goes automatically into the right place on the map. So it's really about inspiring people to explore the world, but there is some real core functionality at the bottom that's very useful and functional. So when I was coming to the show, I did a search for Messe Berlin. I found it. I knew I would be challenged tonight to get to the airport, wanted to find a restaurant that I would like, and called up the restaurants. This one, Anna e Bruno, was recommended. You can see it's something that's recommended from the New York Times. A relevant restaurant for me, a relevant restaurant that's within proximity here. And again, the presentation of that and how quickly you can access it is something that's not available today on the web. Thanks very much. That's PlanetEye.